Continue our focus for the time being on this surge in coronavirus cases in Israel and how the government is trying to contain it. And with us in studio now is Professor Cyril Cohen, head of the immunotherapy lab at Bar-Ilan University and member of the Committee for Genetic and Cellular Clinical Trials at the Israeli Ministry of Health. Great to have you back, Cyril. Let me ask you, with over 3,000 cases a day, clearly something has gone wrong. Why? There are different theories. Why do you think we're seeing this sort of surge upward just in the last few days?
Listen, we have waited so much time until, the measures were enacted. You remember a month and a half ago, Professor Gamzu was nominated. Nothing happened since then. Then therefore, what we have seen, especially if you add also, the return of the yeshiva boys, like 10 days ago.
Right, I want to say those are those religious students who already went back to school.
So you had that. You had also all the celebrations in the Arab...
the Israeli Arab community. Exactly. They had certain holiday celebrations.
So you add everything up, and that's where we are today.
And this is the result. Now, as we mentioned and as you've been reporting, the government is going to try and impose a lockdown on some 30 what they call red zone communities, primarily ultra-Orthodox and especially Israeli Arab towns. How effective do you think that strategy is going to be?
Listen, we have to understand that what we're seeing today, the 3,000 cases, are the result of what happened 2 weeks ago.
Uh-oh.
Exactly.
That doesn't sound good.
No, not at all. So even if you put in effect something like, on Sunday, something like that, the results you will see will be only in 2 weeks. It's already too late.
So what you're saying is we should brace ourselves for either this number or even a rise in the number of daily infections we're seeing over the next 2 weeks.
We're going to see a rise, and the rise in infections, I'm not too concerned about it. What I'm concerned about is what we call the rise in severe cases. And now we are very close to what we call the point where the hospitals are going to be overwhelmed, and that's what we don't want.
Why are we seeing the rise in severe cases? Is that part of the general overall rise in number, or it's hitting sort of different maybe segments of the population?
No, but it's a derivative of what we're seeing. 2% of those cases are ultimately going to be what we call severe cases. So if you have today 3,000, cases. General cases, 2% of that, meaning 60 cases in like 2 or 3 weeks, are going to be severe every day. And now we are around 450 cases, severe cases in hospitals. It's going to be very, very tough to be able to treat all those people.
Now, so the government is discussing, debating, trying to avoid a general national lockdown over the high Jewish holidays later this month. I'm not getting a very optimistic vibe from you about that.
I'm very sorry about that, but I have to tell the truth. We are very concerned. I think that the option of a full lockdown is really on the table, and we're going to know that within a week. I think that in a week, it's going to be more of a reality.
What is the government? I mean, a big complaint about the government and also about Professor Gamzu, though people agree, is the messaging, that you're just not selling it to the Israeli public, not being transparent about the statistics. How valid or not do you think that is?
No, I don't think the main problem we have is, sorry to say that, but these are the politics. How would you expect that someone who is working, in a professional way, like Gamzu, is not alone? It's, it's a team working with Gamzu. How do you expect them to do their work if, constantly people are attacking their measures, and people from the government, people like the head of the coalition? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Gamzu and his team do not have any political aspirations. So please leave them, let them do their job.
Right. Do you feel that they're going to do that, or that the government is going to have to come up with some new framework in order to tackle the situation?
No, we're going to have to take more drastic measures. I'm sorry to say that, but we're going to have to take more drastic measures. More drastic measures,
a general lockdown.
We need to improve our tracing capabilities. We're not at I would say full capacity.
Right.
So we need to do that. And again, we're going to need to protect people at risk, people, older people, right, or people in those groups that really may be.
All right. Well, grim, but a grim prognosis, but you're here to speak the truth. Professor Cyril Cohen, thank you for joining us again on the Rundown.